Ken Griffey Jr. on why he didn't take steroids in the 90s. And what I will say is this is that I like Ken Griffey can say whatever he wants to say. Part of me thinks it's possible he was also on the shit. And I also think it's possible he got off this shit and then that's why his body started breaking down, started getting hurt and shit, and all kind of stuff. That. I don't have any sort of proof for that. That's just kind of a stance I've taken. Is like I don't know who's telling the truth or not, and I would be lying if I told you, oh, I know this guy is telling the truth. I don't see these people like that, bro. They're not superheroes, bro. They're just dudes, right? So, do I put it past anybody? I don't. And also, this: if you did do it, I really don't care that much. It's not that big of a deal at all to me, at all. Cheating in sports or cheating in video games, whatever, bro. Oh, somebody lost and somebody who fucking cares, bro. So much other shit in life to worry about. I promise you, whoever won, whoever lost, it's meaningless, bro. Let's watch why Griffey says he didn't do it.
So is that why? Because I'm listening that you talk and you says, well, my father and I, we never compared ourselves to any other father-son duos. I really never compared myself.
Also, what are the odds Ken Griffey Sr. was all over the fucking, was also either A, juice on something, or was going to Pittsburgh for something. You know what I mean?
Is that why you didn't get caught up in what transpired in the 90s, which is known as the steroid era? Because go ahead.
No, my dad was always saying, hey, you're not going to be the biggest. You're not going to be the strongest. You're not going to be the fastest. Just don't let nobody outwork you.
Right.
And that's it. So when it came down to, and when all that happened, I was the highest paid ball player.
Did you know it was happening?
No, I would. Everybody else, you see it on. I was like, huh? You know, when they read the Mitchell report, and I was sitting there like, him, a good stiff wind, and he could be out of the ballpark. He don't weigh nothing. But it wasn't like you see these guys.
He got them old school sayings: a little stiff wind, and he'll leave the dugout. He'll fly away.
In the middle of a locker room with a needle and syringe. They did it behind closed doors. If you see a guy come in and he was 175 one year, and he 225 the next year, you could say,
but what about the guy that was hitting 15 home runs and all of a sudden hitting 50 and 60 home runs? That isn't up a red flag?
No, because for me, I was always taught, worry about yourself. You keep yourself right. That's the only thing you can control. Is when you look in that mirror, that's who you can control. I can't control what everybody else does.
Right.
My thing is when I look at it and people say, you got cheated, I'll be like, it is what it is. I let it go. Because I don't want to go into a big old debate about it. But
do it make you upset?
No, because it used to. But now people see that now look what he did. And that's who I want my kids to be like.
Right.
That's what I wanted. And that's what I wanted. Is I can go in there and I can go anywhere. I can do a lot of things, but I don't have to worry about somebody go.
And that was the thing. There was never any suspicion. Nobody ever had any suspicion. It was never in the Mitchell report. Nobody even said, even someone that might have had a grudge that wanted to tarnish your image has never said anything about Ken Griffey being linked to steroids, HGH, nothing.
No. Mm-mm. Now, when I retired, all my friends say, hey, now you could use it for cosmetic purposes only. I was like, what? They were like, hey, it's one of those things. If you're 25 years old, think about this. You're 25 years old. You have 2 kids. You're up and down AAA big leagues. This $100 vial of steroids could keep you in the big leagues to make $500,000. What do you think people are going to do? And when I pose it to people like that, they go, oh, I never thought about it that way. But what happens is so many people listen to, and
this is exactly what I mean, bro, is what he just said right there. The idea of, if I take this $100 steroids, I'm in the middle, I got kids, I got a family, I can take this $100 steroids and I can get my work done to the point where I can provide. And now you want me to tell that dude he's a bad person because of some little, it's almost like this little kid brain of sports is the most, I don't even know how to explain it, where sports and athletes are on this pedestal of their idols and must follow the way they're fucking little late. It is a little late. I'm just doing some YouTube reaction stuff. I hit the YouTube link. Get back to the point. Griffey said he just mentioned he said he didn't know anything about it. Griffey right now just said, I didn't know anything about steroids. What? I didn't even know shit. All I did was stick to myself. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that. I don't believe you didn't know nothing. If you want to play stupid for the camera, I understand it too, because if you could admit you, then that puts you underneath the cloud a little bit. You weren't there at the cloud, but you just acknowledging that you know about it makes it suspicious that you could be a part of it underneath the cloud, the steroid cloud. So I get why he, for right now, for this interview with Sharp, he was like, I didn't fucking know nothing. I came to do my job. Like that whole shit, right? I don't know. I came to work and I went home to my family and I woke up. I did the same thing. They always have these sayings. All you can do is worry about yourself. Is all you can do is just worry about number one, right? They always have these sayings of these, but he said right there that he understands why players do it. Griffey said, first he said, I didn't know what players were doing it. He was ditzy da, just walking through the world, just roses and bubbles, didn't recognize nothing. But then he also said players were doing it behind closed doors. And then he also said he understands why they did it. Because if you're a minor leaguer making $10,000 and someone brings this pill or whatever, this shot, it costs $100, but if you do it, you can get to the big leagues, and then now you're making $400,000 a year, and then also potentially, if you stay up there long enough, you can get millions of dollars. So what? Oh, and you have a family, right? That is, they need food, right? You got a wife, you got kids at home, or even family situations happen where you guys need money. Physical, something happens, a crash, or just something physical happens where a doctor's bills, right? And this all goes back to my stance of I don't care if people cheat in games. I don't care if you cheat in a video game. I don't care if you cheat in the MLB, because at the end of the day, we all are in our own little matrix, and people are asking, people depend on you, right? The video game thing is kind of more of, you're just kind of a dweeb. Because if you're not really making any money, let's say you're cheating for ranked seasons points, you're not making no money. You're just cheating because you just are just lame, right? But the man, the person, right? He has the opportunity in the major leagues and the minor leagues to change his whole entire life, not just his life. If he makes it and stays in the league for just a few years and gets crazy, he just changed his whole damn family tree positively. Only thing he has to do is wear this stain of I'm a cheater. And it's like, do it. All these people who are gonna be mad at you, you're never gonna see them. They don't make any decisions in your life. I don't feel the hatred towards a cheater. Or however you say, a steroid abuser. They're in a fucking game over there. They're in a $1 billion business over there that changes lives. And everyone's doing it. Oh, and the person who just got called up, there's a person who being him came in the league the same year, drafted, or maybe he even came after me. I just got skipped over because this dude has a little bit more power than me. Oh, so that guy gets to go take care of his family and I don't, right? Because of the system that y'all created and a system that has just been tongue in cheek and people are doing deals under the table. No, I don't mind any of those players, especially in that era, doing what they did, bro. At all. Do what you gotta do. Take care of your family. Take care. It's just enough of this ideology of the sports being this almighty end game. It reflects you as a human being. Enough of the little kid ideologies, guys.
The guys from Congress, when they start jumping in on baseball and stuff like
Yeah.
that, their grandfathers are telling them that these were the best players in baseball. Now those records are being broken, and now they're in Congress trying to put their
Legislate.
name out. And I'm like, hey, I ain't part of this, even though I'm part of it.
Right.
But having a dad who was a all-star, not a superstar, it helps. If you're
Right.
a superstar, then you got to live up to that.
Right.
My dad was a homebody. Become 6 brothers. Excuse me, 5 brothers, 1 sister. My mom is 5 sisters, 2 brothers, and they live
Damn.
catty corner on a T street from each other. So when I got in trouble at my grandmama's house, I went to my other grandmama's house, which was right across the street. But coming from a small town, it helps because it's not like the big city. You got to be larger than life.
Right.
My family came from a steel mill, so I understood hard work, and I understood that my grandfather, when he was talking about his pension being $600 a month, and this is what we're gonna have to live off of. So I understood the value of money because I'd be like, "Hey, can I go get the bubble gum, this Topps bubble gum?" And all I really wanted was the bubble gum inside the actual thing. He was like, "No, no, no. We're gonna go through the cards. You're gonna know who they are."
Right.
And things like that. But no, there was no pressure on me about doing steroids.
Are you
Because I
sad
was
that
already
some of the guys that you were close with resorted to that? Do you feel cheated?
no, because now I don't have that issue. People, well, he used to do this. He used to be the best. We thought he was better. Now they're like, well, his numbers show that as he got older, he wasn't as quick.
Right.
He didn't do certain things. Now, that's all I can ask is my numbers are based on my age, what
Right.
people do on in their age group.
Right.
When you're 22, 23, you bounce back like that. You're 37, 38, you might want to take a couple days off.
So how should we judge this era? Should the guys that put up phenomenal numbers, should they go to the Hall of Fame? Should there be an asterisk by any of those numbers? How should we judge this number? Because numbers are more important in baseball than any other sport.
Right, but we don't vote. Like a member of the Hall of Fame, me being personal, I don't vote. Do I think that there's guys who were Hall of Famers before some of the accusations were yes, absolutely.
Right.
But again, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Right.
That's for them to decide.
What to do? Hit the subscribe button to be.
So I don't blame any of those players. They did what they had to do. Respect it. That's gonna be it for me. I got enough recordings for tonight. I think I got 3 of them. I'm gonna wait for this weekend classic bullshit to be over before I start playing ranked games again. When does it end? Tomorrow? Oh no, it still ends like on Tuesday.